Today in our reading corner, we're going to be reading a new story called How Full Is Your Bucket for kids. This story is written by Tom Rath and Mary Reckmeyer, and it's illustrated by Maury J. Manning. Felix was putting one of his last blocks on his tower when his little sister came in. "I want to build with you," she said. Felix scowled. "Go away. You're too little." How do you think that made her feel?
Sad.
Sad. That would make me feel sad. "I'm big. Stay back. You'll knock it over." "I can be very careful. Go play with your baby toys, Anna." So now she doesn't feel very good. So what does she do? She decided to take her doll and thwack! She knocked down his blocks. "Grandpa!" Grandpa shook his head. "Felix, you just dipped from your sister's bucket." Like everyone else, Anna has an invisible bucket. When it's empty, she feels bad. But when it's full, she feels great. Didn't you ever notice your own bucket? Invisible bucket? Sometimes Felix couldn't quite tell when his grandfather was joking. Does he have a bucket on his head? No, but it's an invisible bucket. Let's see what that means. But the next morning, when Felix woke up, there it was, a small gray bucket floating above his head. There's his bucket. When Felix came down to have breakfast, his mom was in a hurry. "I've got a meeting this morning. It's almost time to go. Anna, sit still." He's trying to jump up and get his breakfast. Felix slipped, and cocoa wheat scattered across the floor. "Felix!" yelled Mom. "You should have used the stool to reach that." Felix could feel his bucket tip, and big invisible drips spill out. Drip, drip. "Ha ha," Anna laughed as she crunched the cereal with her shoe. Drip. "Get the broom and clean that up before you miss the bus," scolded Mom. Drip, drip. Let's see. So he had a bucket, and when he got yelled at and his sister made fun of him, drips started dripping out of his bucket. How do you think Felix is feeling right now? Is he feeling good, or is he starting to feel bad?
He's starting to feel bad.
Yeah. With the school bus honking, Felix quickly swept up the cocoa wheats and grabbed the last blueberry muffin. But before he could even take one bite, Buster jumped up and grabbed the muffin from his hand. Drip. Oh, something else happened to poor Felix. "Hey, look at Felix's new backpack. My baby brother has just one like it." Oh, that hurts his feelings. Drip. Psst. Felix. Psst, psst. Uh-oh, they're talking about Felix. How is he feeling? Sad. Drip. "Watch out, shrimp." They're not being very kind to him, and each time someone treats him meanly, then another drip drips out of his bucket. How's his bucket doing right now?
Not good.
It's not good. It's not very high. And let's look at his face. How is he feeling when his bucket is starting to drip?
Mad.
Mad. It was still morning, and Felix's bucket felt almost empty. As he watched his classmates walk into the room, he secretly hoped they would trip and fall. Is that very nice? Yeah. That's what it feels like when you have an empty bucket. Felix slumped in his seat and waited for something else bad to happen. Mrs. Bumblenickel walked slowly up to his desk and handed him his paper. He could hardly bear to look. "Hey, Daniel, I need you to stop doing that, please."
Okay.
Thank you. "Felix, you wrote a wonderful story. Would you please share it with the class?" Felix grinned. and felt a big drop land right in his bucket. Drop. So instead of the bucket dripping out, he got a drop because his teacher said something nice to him. The Gigantosaurus Who Wanted a Pet by me, Felix. The class grew quiet. They laughed at all the right places and oohed at the scary parts. When Felix finally read the end, everyone clapped, even Emily, who sat next to him and didn't usually like dinosaurs. Felix felt a whole shower of drops land in his bucket. Maybe the day wouldn't be so bad after all. Drop, plop, plink, drop. His bucket is filling back up again. Team captains today are Veronica and Felix. Drop, drop. His mom wrote him a note in his lunchbox that says, I love you. Drop. Nice cow. It's a dog. Well, nice colors there, Felix. His art teacher thinks he's doing a great job. Drop. Cool laser ant backpack, Felix. Drop. What's happening to his bucket? It's getting full. By afternoon, Felix's bucket was nearly full. At recess, when he looked around, Felix suddenly realized that his grandpa was right. Everyone else had a bucket too. Everyone else has feelings, and how you act with them can affect their buckets as well. Let me help you. Drop. He was giving drops into other people's bucket. Here's your baseball catch. Thanks, dude. Drop. Hi, I'm Felix. First day? Yes, I'm Amir. Drop. The strange thing was that for every drop he helped put in someone else's bucket, he felt another drop in his own bucket. When Felix burst in the door after school, he shouted, You were right, Grandpa. I do have a bucket, and I understand how it works. Then he saw Anna's torn doll. Bad dog, he almost scolded. But then he thought, dogs might have invisible buckets too. Your doll will be okay, Anna, said Felix. Mom will fix her. Until then, do you want to help me build the tallest building in the world with my blocks? Is he treating his sister with kindness?
Yeah.
And his dog? Their buckets are going to fill up. And so they did. Now let's look at their faces. They're both happy and their buckets are full. This is a great story to remind you that everyone has a bucket. It's not a real bucket. It's an invisible bucket. But it helps you and it tells you how you're feeling to remind you to treat others with kindness too. When you help someone or you say a kind word to them, you're filling up their bucket. Drop, drop, drop. When you say unkind things to others or you hurt them, then you're dripping some of their bucket out. Drip, drip. And that makes them feel sad. So what we want to remember is to be bucket fillers, not bucket dippers. We want to fill other people's buckets, and that'll help us fill our bucket too. It makes us happy when we help others around us. So remember to be a bucket filler. And that's the story, How Full is Your Bucket for Kids. Thanks for reading with us.